So I grew up in a small town of 3,000 people. You grew up, Leavenworth is a small city.
Yes.
So I have a feeling your dad and mom didn't say, hey, Melissa, you want to be a rock star singer?
Oh, God.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
No.
What I'm saying is like, I mean, obviously that was your purpose in life, your bliss, your deepest desires, your truth, your passion, whatever you want to call it. It has to come from here, not here. You were driven, but it wasn't like you didn't have any mentors, and there was no manual, and there was no internet. There was nobody TikToking or,
But you know what there was, buddy? You and I grew up in the 60s. Well, I don't know how old you are, but we grew up.
60s. I'm 100 years old.
In the 60s and 70s with that music, with those radio stations, with those records, with the performances on TV, with Ed Sullivan, with the Midnight Special, with, all those times when those rock musicians came into our lives. And I lived for that. And then the opportunity started when I was 12 or 13 to play live music with the grown men. And my father and I would go to these bars and I would make, $25 a night, $50 a night sometimes. And it was like, I got to do it. So I got to practice and try and dream. And even though I wasn't really playing, we didn't, play Led Zeppelin tunes. We played Conway Twitty tunes, but it was still live music in front of people. And I could work on that part of, I could work on performing. I started to understand what songs were and what made a good song. And I just filled my days and nights with music. We fall in love with it. We don't want to do anything but make music. And there was just no turning back, and the opportunities kept presenting themselves on my path.
So your dad was like really supportive, right?
Oh yeah, my mother was very worried. I was if my 13-year-old girl came to me and said she was going to go play some bars, I would be a little worried too. but my father went with me everywhere I went.
That's so cool. I mean, it's one thing to be a guy, and you're going into a bar when you're, cause I started playing when I was in bars when I was young too, but you're a woman and you're in Kansas. It's not like you're in New York City or LA, So this was, did you ever feel like, there weren't a lot of women artists out there yet. There were some, but it's pretty dominant, the male thing. So did that ever like make it more challenging for you in any way?
I never thought of it. I never thought that being a woman would inhibit me. I understood that there were not a lot. I mean, I saw a lot in country, but, in rock, it was very limited. And, I was a huge fan of Ricky Lee Jones, of Linda Ronstadt, of course, then Fleetwood Mac when they came out, but Heart, and Joan Jett and Pat Benatar. So we had these kind of groups, some, and I didn't think, oh, that means I can't do it. And I really never felt it until we were trying to get my first record played on radio stations. And that was the first time I heard program directors go, well, I'm sorry, we're already playing a woman on our, there was this rule, this unwritten rule that you could only play one woman on the rock radio. You only have one song in rotation, and you could never play two women songs back to back. And that's still something that is you don't find that very often. There's still this, well, you can't play this woman and then this next woman. It's a weird thing.
Well, when was that moment where you thought, oh, I can do this. This is happening. Because, we're all struggling. It's like, I remember when I saw the Beatles on TV, I said, what? Yeah. I said, Mom, who are those guys? She says, they're the Beatles. I go, well, I want to play with the Beatles. Call them up. Who do you call up? So when did you go like, oh, I got this? I'm going to
Well,
do this.
we have our dreams, and we keep that really close. It's like, no, I don't want to just meet these people. I want to perform with these people. I want to be side by side with them. That's that deep dream that you don't dare tell anyone, that you just keep doing it. And it just keeps opening up. And it took, I didn't get signed till I was 25, and my first record didn't come out till I was 27. And by then I had played for over 10 years in front of people, night after night after night. I had so I believed that I could do it. Now it was just, doing it, walk through the path. So I don't know if there was a time when I went, yes, it was just every day a little bit more confidence.
Yeah, well, that helps is if you're moving along and it's just getting, better and better. That's, we just, I think I got this now.
Maybe 2 years ago, I started thinking I got this. Maybe. Yeah.
Well, you don't want to feel like I've totally got this because you want to be hungry,
Yeah, you want to do more.
In many ways, I look at you as, and you'll probably love this, as Patrick Mahomes. And I'll tell you what.
Tell me.
Now, Patrick Mahomes, well, I look at myself as Tom Brady.
There you go. Yes, but absolutely.
The thing is, and what these two people have is what you have. Okay, so you're the boss. You're the artist. So you're the team leader. You tell everybody what to do. But what makes them incredible is they're team players too. So, you're leading, but you bring everybody in. You motivate. That's what Patrick Mahomes and Brady does. And I got that confirmed about Brady last year. And I asked a center, 320-pound center for Denver Broncos. I went, is Tom Brady really that guy? And he went, yes. And what I'm talking about is these guys, that's why I call you Patrick Mahomes, you motivate everybody by setting an example